Maplestory. You know it, I know it. It's Maplestory. It's fucking Maplestory. We've all played Maplestory. It was like everyone's first game. So, what the hell happened to it? What happened to Maplestory? None of us talk about it anymore. Well, it died. Why did it die? Well, here's why. Now, first of all, the first thing is I'm from Canada, so I had a Canadian account and I played on, my Canadian servers. So Maplestory Global, it's called. But a couple of years ago, I moved to Singapore. And what this means is that my account is dead. So it's not that I can't play on it, but I have to use a VPN because I have Singaporean internet, of course, living here. And so my Canadian account is not allowed to be used anywhere else. So I have to download the game on a VPN, play it on a VPN, and deal with the VPN lag because the global server doesn't allow me to play. The global server does not allow me to play from Singapore. Global. So, that's really aged well in this modern era of, the world being connected and all that. Oh, yeah, it's really done well. That's the first part. That's really just a massive pain in the ass. And all that does is limits people. Now, the second part is we all remember, joining some party quests, playing the game with friends is a big, it's an MMO. You play with friends. Well, that doesn't happen anymore. Party quests aren't how you level up, and they aren't really how you get rewards. In fact, they're basically worthless. So then what do you do to level up? Well, you kill things. And by kill things, I mean you go to the same 6 maps as you go from level 0 to level 200. You'll kill some eyes, and you'll go to Gold Beach, and then you'll kill some drakes. Then you kill the sand rats. Then you kill the roids. Then you kill Zakum. Then you kill Trojans. And then you go to foxes. You will do this every time because this is the only way to play. There are hundreds of maps in the game. They all have the exact same thing. Enemies, and that's it. Some are easier than others, some give more EXP than others. So those 6 or 7 maps that I told you are the only way that people really level because they're the most EXP for your buck. And so you could waste your time on other maps, you could feel free, but all it changes is the background you're looking at while you hit your one button. Because every class has an attacking skill. One that has no cooldown, one will do most of your damage, and one that you will just use forever as your mobbing skill. This is one of the most tedious things to do that I've ever played in a video game. All you do is you hold down a button and you wait for the things to be dead. That's it. No other gameplay. You're just watching your experience bar go up. And the problem is, as you get higher up, if you took a class that isn't good at killing mobs because maybe you wanted to try something interesting, maybe you wanted to kill some bosses or something like that, you've basically wasted your time because the only thing you can do is kill mobs. I mean, look at this right here. Good luck trying to get EXP when someone like this exists on your map. So what are you going to do? Maybe you change your channel. The problem is, this is it. This is the whole game. You standing there getting kill stolen by someone like this, while you try and kill things, and that's about it. But say you finally get that chance to kill some bosses. You get to level 100. You finally get to kill a boss, because that's your first boss, is Zakum. So you go and you might want to fight him, and he's a good injection of EXP. So you get to kill him once. One time per day. It's maybe a 2-minute fight, even at level 100. And that's it. That's your big reward. Congratulations. Go back to grinding. So then you grind all your way up to 150. You finally get to fight Horntail. You probably won't be able to kill him at 150, but maybe you can. So then you get there and you fight him once. And that's it. Once per day again. Now it's normal that many games have restrictions on how often you can kill bosses, but it's not like this. By the way, by the time you're level 200, those are still probably the only 2 bosses you can kill. Maybe Pink Bean as well. Maybe. Some classes can't even at 200. And if you're not geared out, probably not at all. So, the entirety of the game, you get to kill 2 bosses. And that's it. And you get to kill them once per day, and they're absolute jokes. It's pathetic. There's nothing to do. All this game is you grind, you grind, and you grind. Then you get that 10 minutes of fun per day where you get to kill 2 bosses, and that's all you get to do. It's unbelievably uninteresting, and I don't understand why they don't do anything to change this. In fact, they've seemed to turn it to be that this is the focus. But at least you could say to yourself, well, I could be with my party and my friends and we can all kill on the same map together. And we even get party EXP. Well, that's great. Except for the problem is when you kill something and you're in a party, the XP that you receive is divided. You get less EXP while you're killing things on the same map as your friends. So it is literally more efficient to not play with friends and just kill things in an AoE yourself, alone, just to grind. So playing with friends is a negative. That is the most insane concept I've ever heard from an MMO, given that MMO stands for Massive Multiplayer Online. Multiplayer online, and this game disincentivizes playing with your friends. That's insane. This game does not give a shit about being fun. As well, there's some just problems with the game itself in that it's clearly dated in that ways that no one gives a fuck about. Let's look at the main menu here. Look how jarring this is to look at. Now you may say to yourself, wow, this resolution sucks. You'd be correct. Maplestory does not support 1080p in its main menus. In fact, even in the game, 1080p is still beta and crashes all the time. So this game in the 21st century does not support 1080p in 2020. That's unbelievably outdated, and they just don't give a shit, I guess, to update it. So the game just runs terribly. So while getting footage for this video, I had to, go to the places that I was going to talk about for each of those grinding spots. So I had to buy a hyper teleport rock. So I had to go into the cash shop. Do you see an option to go to the cash shop from this area? Nope, you have to hit a hotkey that I had to reassign, hit that key, buy the rock, then I left the shop. I'm like, excellent, I have it. Look at my inventory. Of course I don't have it. I have to go back into the shop inventory again, move it from there into my character inventory, then I can use the rock. It's such unnecessary level of tedium. Everything in this game feels like it was made to be as tedious as possible, and it's unbearable. So maybe even through all this, you say to yourself, well, I want to play this with my friends. We're all going to make new characters together, and we're going to have fun. All right, well, the problem is you better make sure you pick the right character. And you know why? Some characters take over half an hour before they let you get into the main world. Some take 0. Some immediately start in the main world to play with friends. So if you're one of the characters that has to wait for half an hour through cutscenes and dialogue and a whole bunch of other bullshit, you're just sitting there while your friends are playing the game. They're playing all having fun as a party, and you're watching a cutscene, and it never ends. I made a new character, and it took literally 40 minutes for me to be able to start playing the game on the newest class. It's unbelievably uninteresting, and that's with skipping every piece of dialogue. It's so boring. And the best part is, your reward for all this lore and all this watching crap is you get to see a video of your character. And by a cutscene, I mean a fucking YouTube video. A video, it's clearly a YouTube video. You can see that it's a YouTube video. They didn't even edit out the part where it shows it's a YouTube video. I have 8 fucking subscribers, and I put more goddamn effort into my videos than that. This is unbelievably lazy. How the fuck could you leave this in? This isn't even on one character. Every single cutscene with a video has this. There are even some that when you get to the end, they show the recommended videos because they didn't cut the ending. Who the fuck does that? How lazy is that? This is a game company. It's so unbelievably lazy. It's shit like this that just makes this game so jarring that I'm not even sure what they're trying for anymore. It just feels like they don't give a shit, and they're just really letting this game just drag on until the end. And my god, is it. I don't know how you could possibly have fun in this game anymore. The bosses are fairly interesting for the 2 minutes you get to fight them, and it would be nice if you were allowed to play them. But the problem is you can't. You get 2 minutes of fun every single day. Everything else is you're holding down a single button. It's so unbelievably dull. It's so unbelievably dated. And they keep just not giving a shit about it. But that's the game. That's all it is. I have nothing more to say about this. It's lazy. It's terrible and it's boring, and they're clearly not going to change it, so it's fucking garbage. Don't play this crap. I'm radio big. Stay away from that shit.